Okay, I have a question for all of the single straight men. What are you doing? Because every single day, I walk out of my front door to the most beautiful, gorgeous, just goddesses of women walking around living their best life like they're just not heaven on earth. So what are you doing? Why are you fumbling the bag? Why are you single? Why are you not just snatching up all of these amazing, beautiful, smart, educated, sexy women? Because they're everywhere I look. Get it together.
Okay, I have a question for single men in their 30s who have their lives together and just haven't found the one yet for some reason. So if I was a single lady in my 30s and I wanted to meet you, where would be the best place to go? Just asking for a friend, please.
Are they at the gym? Are they at a bar watching football? Are they on a hike? Are they at home doing additional work? Are they at the driving range? Are they getting brunch with their friends? What does a 28 to 40-year-old single man's typical Saturday look like? I'm trying to integrate experiences where I get to meet the male species. Every time that I've tried to do that, the places that I end up tend to be proliferated with 24-year-old men screaming at a television about football.
They complain that men aren't pursuing them, yet they mock 24-year-old guys for enjoying life, watching sports, and spending time with their friends. If a man isn't perfectly molded to fit their ideal fantasy, they dismiss him as having no value. What they really want is a finished product. The man who put in years of hard work, made sacrifices, and built a stable life. What they fail to realize is that those same men often learned long ago to avoid unnecessary drama and protect the peace they've worked so hard to create.
You know, the reality is most guys nowadays have kind of given up on the idea of marriage because we realize that it's really just one big trap. There's nothing in it for us. We take all the risk and all the benefit is on the female side.
I would say, why change something that is good? You're in a relationship. Why are you going to get married? It's going to get worse. There's going to be more financial tension. Weddings are expensive as it is. Divorce rates are alarmingly high. And once you're married, you are at the mercy of that woman's expectations. Forget about that. Hell no.
Yeah, plus it's going to get to a point where you're both going to get bored of each other. She has the freedom to leave, but you don't.
No, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck and see my future with her and my future personally go down the drain. Pretty much, because she can screw you over at a snap of a finger.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate that things have reached this point, but it's not hard to understand why. Many of us watched our fathers, uncles, and older brothers lose so much in family court after spending years providing for their families. Some believe modern feminism has encouraged the idea that men are easily replaceable and that marriage is no longer a lifelong commitment. Now, many are surprised that men are choosing not to accept that role. Strong relationships are difficult to build when people feel the system rewards walking away instead of working through problems.
Guys, I'm so over being the man in the talking stage, dating stage, married stage. Do not make me initiate everything. Do not make me beg for you. I am the woman. You are the man. It is not reverse. I'm not here opening the door for you, paying for your bills. You know how many times I have been the man. I am sick of that. I am sick of it. Men are meant to chase. Men are meant to pursue. Why is this day and age everything is like reverse? I am really getting confused at this rate. Are there still men out there who want to be providers and pursuers and leaders and not bums? Like, are there? Let me know. Let me know. I'm 27. I'm in Colorado. I'm a single mom. I have one son. And he's amazing. He's 7 years old. So you also have to be able to take the whole package, okay? If you can't do the stepdad thing, if you don't want to have kids, I'm not a good fit for you. However, if you are okay with being a stepdad and a dad for more children, and if you want to be a provider and a leader, and if you're a man of God and want to travel and change the world together and whatever. That's like all I want. I do a lot of different things though. So you do have to be okay with all my occupations because I'm never going to stop my dreams ever again for any man.
Look at how she labels men as bums while expecting one to clean up the consequences of her own choices. She wants a man to cover the bills, lead the household, help raise another man's child, and bankroll her future. Yet she isn't willing to compromise for him in return. That's entitlement dressed up as high standards. More men are looking at arrangements like this, seeing no peace, respect, or balance, and simply choosing to walk away.
Streets are tragic. I know so many beautiful girls that are smart, successful, and they can't meet anyone.
I feel like every girl is single.
Yeah, that's what I used to say. Like, there's so many girls that are single, and they're all like hot, like successful, smart, pretty.
The men out there are so trash that like Gingerbeard's looking like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, like when I went to a party like last week, these girls were like, where did you meet him? And I was like, I met him at this restaurant. And they were like, guys, we need to go to this restaurant.
It's because the men out there are so bad.
Oh my God, it was so funny that this girl said this to me. She's like, it's really good that you guys are going well because another woman could come and swoop him off you. I was thinking, I've normally thought that he's worried about me getting swooped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then I realised what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? Statistically,
there's not that many
he's
good
becoming endangered species.
Yeah, because there's not that many good men out there.
Right.
It's true. Fact.
That's what's going on now. So yeah,
I mean, many women are choosing to be single because they're like, fuck this. Like, it's so shit. Why would I settle for that fucking these men?
I'd rather be single than be with a like completely shit man that's treating me shit.
They insist they'd rather stay single than lower their standards, yet they end up asking where all the good men have gone. Some argue that modern feminism encouraged the belief that looks and financial independence alone would be enough to keep a relationship. Now, many are surprised when men say they value peace, respect, and loyalty more than someone's confidence in their own attractiveness.
Ladies, here's the thing. We want men to be husbands. We want the rings and the things. But family, we cannot advocate for marriage without addressing the full picture, the elephant in the room. Women aren't bred to be wives today. Past generations have raised us up to pursue a career. Forget the man. He's an afterthought. Because when the man act up, you have an out. That degree that you can fall back on. And now, family, we have women who have been bred to be more of a husband than a wife. Let's keep it real. What is society teaching us? Look at the propaganda. Look at the social media. We can't continue to come at men for their lack of commitment, but not also state the obvious. There's a shortage of women worth making long-term or lifelong commitments to. We aren't training up wives. We're training up hypersexual, petty, money-hungry, cannot take any accountability, insecure, immature, women that can't even cover a pot, let alone a man, women with the mentality that anything goes as long as I'm making $1 from it, hyper-independent, attention-seeking, career-obsessed, not nurturing, selfish, girlfriend at best women. We want men to lock things down. And I agree, men should. But we gotta give them something worth committing to. And our media isn't pushing that agenda. It's keeping us single. So family, ladies, stop buying the lies of culture. That's what's keeping us single. Let us start focus on becoming the wife that God has created you to be.
She's describing what some see as the blueprint for how modern culture pushed women to compete with men instead of complementing them. When a generation is encouraged to see men as rivals or merely a backup option, it shouldn't be surprising that many men become hesitant to enter long-term, legally binding commitments.
Women make it hard for men to even be monogamous. You make it hard for a man to not want to look at another woman because at the end of the day, a man's natural habit is to look at other women, is to pursue multiple women. If he gonna play the monogamous game, ma'am, you got to give a very good reason why he wouldn't look at another woman, because his natural instinct is to. Women give men a million reasons to look elsewhere with their attitudes. So women got it twisted because women think that since they're beautiful and they have a vagina, that they're the goddess of the universe and that men should just be happy to be with them. But that what you don't understand is vagina come a dime a dozen nowadays. It's free. Because women are so emotional, it don't matter what you did. All the way up until the moment she's mad. When she mad, it don't matter what you did. She'll destroy everything because she didn't get her way in these 5 minutes. Right. This is what women do in relationships. And then they say, happy wife, happy life. That's narcissism to the 1000th degree. But women don't think they're narcissists.
A man can spend years providing stability and holding a household together. Yet one heated moment can undo everything that's been built. People often say men are unemotional, but many would argue that men are expected to stay level-headed because acting on impulse instead of reason can have lasting consequences for everyone involved.
What do you think most women misunderstand about male dating frustration?
Men want to settle down. If you look at the data, the most recent data around young men, they want family still, they want marriage, they want commitment, they want legacy, they want to build something. The problem with women is that women set the standards for how other women operate. This is called intersexual competition. And with social media, with Botox, filler, eyelashes, these standards, right, to create contrast, and women will empower or position women to engage in the same types of behaviors that they deem to be empowering because they want to minimize the contrast between competition within the market. So all of that being said, women continue to present themselves in ways that do not align with male preference. Men will sleep with women who are attractive. They will engage with women that they are attracted to, but that does not mean that they will commit to the same bucket or tier of women that they lust over. Those are two very different strategies for men. And women don't understand that when men are looking for a long-term partner, they're looking for consistency, they're looking for emotional regulation, they're looking for loyalty, and they're looking for somebody that they can build a life with who has those qualities, the character traits, the morals, all of those things that are aligned with their vision. Men have a vision they want to bring to fruition. They're very purpose-driven. If the partner that they have in front of them is not somebody that they deem to be somebody who could support that vision, that purpose in their life, they're not going to commit to that. And unfortunately, women don't understand what men actually want for a long-term partner. They're all trying to keep up with the Joneses of other women who are getting a lot of attention because they fit the category of short-term mating and attraction, but they're not the caliber of women that men actually want to settle down with. And the more that women push other women to engage in these types of behaviors, the less that there is for men to choose from when it comes to long-term commitments.
Men are driven by purpose, long-term goals, and the desire to build something that lasts. But many argue modern dating culture has encouraged traits that make lasting partnerships more difficult. When a man looks at today's dating landscape and believes he sees little character, accountability, or emotional maturity, he'd rather stay single than invite unnecessary conflict into his life. Look at the bigger picture. Across all these conversations, what many people see is a growing disconnect between what some women expect and what many men are actually willing to accept. Social media, modern cultural trends, and ideas about independence have led some to believe that looks, career success, and high expectations alone are enough to attract a committed partner. At the same time, they may still expect protection, leadership, and provision without offering the same level of loyalty, peace, or accountability in return. The reality in 2026 is that many men aren't rejecting love. They're carefully weighing the risks and rewards. When they believe the legal system carries significant financial risks, dating feels increasingly transactional and commitment no longer promises stability. Stepping away can feel like a practical choice rather than a personal failure. Until both men and women better understand each other's expectations and priorities, many men will continue choosing independence over relationships they believe won't bring lasting peace. If you enjoyed this discussion, leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe to The Rational Male for more relationship analysis.